And here we go.
Hello.
What's up, gentlemen?
What's
How's
up?
it going?
It's going well.
Good.
Tonight, we're brought together to discuss dun 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 the Daredevil.
We are.
We are. It's
I
in the
was-
title.
I thought we were here to talk about Mass Effect.
We were talking about
Full
Spider-Man.
derailment. Immediate derailment.
So, we just watched the first 2 episodes.
Came out today at 6 p.m.
Yep. It sure is. So, what do you think, Dylan? I know that between the 3 of us, you and I are the ones that are the actual fans of this. Billy's
Yeah.
just kind of along for the ride.
But
But
I watched it too.
But
Did
he
you
watched it.
watch any of the shows or no? Any of the,
What do you mean, any of the
Netflix Marvel shows?
No.
Okay.
Punisher, all that stuff. There's one more, Luke Cage, right?
Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, Iron Fist, Punisher, Daredevil, The Defenders.
The Defenders.
Bro, I didn't watch a single
They had a
one of those.
whole Netflix universe.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I
I
watch
gotta
any of
say,
them.
I mean, I personally, just touching on that real quick, Daredevil, Punisher, and Jessica Jones were my 3 that I really enjoyed.
What's funny is I feel like I should have gotten into those because they're rated R.
Yeah, they were
You know,
dark.
Like I would have been.
They were exactly what we wanted.
naturally-
They were adult Marvel stories
like a mature audience.
that had nothing to do with children. So you
Yeah,
would think
what the
they
hell?
were right up here.
What
You know
the
what?
hell?
We've been over this. It's
They're not
because
super.
you don't like ground level heroes.
I do.
Street level.
I do if it's not Marvel. But at this point in the MCU, I need
You
like
don't like the idea that
Galactus level.
this is in the same universe
Yeah.
as the Avengers.
It's like
and all
wait,
that.
what?
After we discuss, did you guys hear about the leaks?
I didn't actually look at any of them.
My
I heard about
nudes
them, though.
or
Yeah,
Yes, I saw those too.
the iCloud.
which
Well done.
thing? Thank you.
Well
no,
done.
we'll talk
You're
about
welcome, Rana.
it. There were some leaks in regards to Marvel's
lady.
Doomsday.
I saw a title headline. I didn't read into it. What?
I'll tell you guys.
Wait,
but-
like spoilers?
Oh,
Or,
yeah.
Okay, do not tell me.
Concept art.
Oh God, are we really?
No,
reading
well,
into-
it's not really spoilers as much as I don't know. I don't have to tell if you don't want to.
Is
but,
like what's like? Is it plot spoilers?
Hold on. Let's
let's
review
talk about Daredevil.
Yeah, what the fuck? Let's
Um,
immediately
yeah, what-
derailing.
So Daredevil, I enjoyed it as somebody who enjoyed all the Netflix. Well, okay, not all the Netflix shows, most of them. I thought it was really good. I thought it was slow paced, but I know it's just the beginning, and they have to set up. They're setting something up of Daredevil, kind of
They need some reason
rising
to get him
from
back out.
rising from the ashes.
Just literally then their title card.
Yeah, and
Daredevil
so
being reconstructed.
I really liked it though. I liked it was bloody. It was gore or not gory, but brutal, like the original show was. And in the 2 episodes we got to see, which was an hour each or almost, we also got a little like lawyer drama, which I do enjoy watching as well. So overall,
It was like Suits. I'm
yeah,
saying.
like Suits. I thought it was pretty good. I am enjoying it so far. I think if I had to say out of all the Marvel shows, it's not the strongest opening, but it's definitely not the weakest. I think it's
Right.
up like top 2 or 3. Because I think Loki did have a strong opening, if I remember.
Yeah. I did watch the first season of Loki, and it did have a very interesting beginning. I'm with you. I think right now I do feel like it's a solid 8 out of 10 for me, which is just
I would say same.
enough for me to easily continue watching the rest of it. I think the pacing, it's a little slow for my tastes, but I do feel like they're trying to set up a lot of different narratives here for this season. They have multiple different heroes that are already being talked about.
White Tiger.
Yeah, and then they have this whole arc of Fisk becoming mayor. If I had to talk real quickly about some of the negatives, I do think they're pushing the whole parallel between this and real life a little too hard. I mean, I get what they're doing, and I do think it makes an interesting plot device, but like sometimes TV shows are escapism, right? And we don't want to like constantly
Especially a
be
superhero show.
right. It's
Yeah.
a superhero show, so we don't like constantly want to be reminded about actual things that are happening in the real world. But that's not enough for me to knock the show just yet. I do think that the fighting, the choreographies in it is good. I think that the like the level of violence, if you will, is so far feels like it's justified when they compare it to the original. It feels like a proper season 4 to the show, and I think a lot of people were worried that it was going to be like a Disney-ified version of Daredevil, especially after they saw Daredevil and She-Hulk. It was very Disney-ified,
Yeah.
you know. And so this first 2 episodes did a really good job of saying, no, we're back. This is season 4. And everything that, you know, you could put those worries to rest. So right now, it's got me hooked. I'm excited. It hasn't completely sold me on like, oh, this is the best. Like some of the reviews, they're like, oh, this is the best show Marvel's ever done. I'm not getting that vibe yet, but you know, I'm excited to see where it goes.
Yeah, from my perspective, just coming into it, not having seen the first 3 seasons, and are they calling this like season 1 or are they calling it season 4? Like, what's their mindset?
Born Again is what they're calling it, and they've said that it's just a direct continuation of season 3, so it's essentially Daredevil season 4.
Okay, so someone is coming in at season 4. I thought it was a fine enough show. It didn't really sell itself as like a hero, like a superhero type show. I mean, it was really more like political moves,
Right.
especially in the beginning. From what I watched, I missed the first couple minutes of the first episode, but there really wasn't any action. It was all talking.
The main action was at the very beginning, like the big
It looked like
set piece.
the guy dying, Foggy.
foggy.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, this
Yeah,
whole
yeah.
thing is spoilers. I put it in the
Did you
title.
put it in the title? Okay,
I
I
mean,
thought we were
full
keeping
review,
it
so
not
yeah.
spoilers.
No. So yeah, it's like, so I didn't see that bit, but it was all
I don't
talking.
think that would have had an effect on you not having seen.
It wouldn't have had
the-
any weight, emotional
yeah.
weight to it, right?
That'd be like if I were to like make a comparison. That'd be like if you watched the first 3 seasons of Suits, and then season 4 opened up and Lewis Litt
Just
got
getting snapped.
sniped. That's what it feels like.
Yeah.
So that's a huge emotional hit for like fans of the
I
show.
wonder if they couldn't get that actor back, or if why they went in that
I don't know.
direction.
Well, I think they wanted to give a reason for Daredevil to quit,
Hang the suit up.
hang the suit up, because they wanted it to be born again, and like a lot of Daredevil relates to Catholic like
Catholicism.
and so I think they wanted to have the whole like
Well, there is.
Why do they want to give him up? Why? Like, because they already have teased that he's going to be going right back to it.
I think just to make it a good show. I don't know.
Well, because it's based on the story arc in Daredevil called Born Again.
Oh, okay.
So it's written
called
based
the
on that.
comics.
Yeah, it's copying the comics, and in that arc, it involves Daredevil basically coming out of retirement. I don't think Foggy died in the comic to trigger him going into retirement, but that's what they're doing. So they needed to figure out some way narratively that would make sense for him to hang up the mantle, and then also that there's a lot of emotional weight to killing off a main character like that.
Mm-hmm.
Had this, I also think that if the last season, season 3, which came out in like 2018 or 2019,
It's been a while.
if it had come out last year, it also would have had more of an effect. But also because there's been like a 6-year hiatus, there's going to be a lot of people that are like watching this, and then they aren't going to like understand the gravity of that. Like,
Well, and it's like even myself, I watched all the shows. I'm a little rusty to the point of like, it was sad that Foggy died, but I could tell it would have hit me a lot more if I remembered all the moments that like made me enjoy Foggy, and also hate him. I know there's some where I hated him.
but yeah. And I don't know
Same with
if
Fisk.
Karen's coming back. I
She's
don't
in
know.
San Francisco.
She just said, I can't handle his death, and left. Kind of effed over Matt Murdock. But
It'll be interesting. Because we do know Punisher is coming in.
he's been in the trailers.
I wonder.
There's some kind of weird group of people that are trying to take law into their own hands. They're like some kind of cult of Punisher.
Yeah, they all have his tattoo. He probably hates it too, which
Oh, I'm sure he does.
Yeah.
But that's what those cops are doing. That guy they probably saw him like rob a convenience store or something, decided to beat him up in in a subway.
And that's what's going to come out with, and the later episodes, that he really was doing something wrong.
Yeah, but probably
They
was like
enacted justice.
probably like small scale though. You know what I mean? Probably
then-
did something.
That's probably how Punisher gets involved because Daredevil's like, did you set them? Like, did you make him do this? You know, he probably. I don't know how he's gonna know that because he can't see the tattoo. Maybe he feels it.
Do you think he runs the cult of Punisher?
No.
No, he's not that
'Cause
kind of guy.
Honestly, I think it's part of the like in the comics they've had similar things of where the exact same story of like a group of vigilantes will take up the Punisher, like they feel, inspired by it and they do these crimes and he has to be like he kills them in the comics, but like
He's literally unhinged.
yeah, but he has to prove to them, you guys, like, you don't stand for me. Like, you are doing everything wrong.
I think it's more like how in The Dark Knight, while those people dressed up as Batman, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
I think it's
yeah,
more
yeah.
like that. But I think the Punisher's going to come into town because Fisk is the mayor, and Punisher's going to come in to be like, what the fuck? Like,
Try and kill him.
yeah, he's going to try and kill Fisk. And there's going to be some reason Daredevil doesn't let him do it. But I don't know why yet, but there's going to be some kind of uneasy partnership. And I think it's going to all culminate with eventually it's going to be some kind of final showdown with Fisk and, where he's fully embraced his evil again. Right now he's like kind of on this weird,
Back and
line
forth.
where
Well,
you
you
don't.
saw his hands all fucked
Well, and he
up, so-
blackmailed the commissioner.
He blackmailed the commissioner. There was one scene
That's
where
politics,
he
baby.
said, that kind of stuff probably does happen
Yeah.
a lot. Like, and then there was a scene where he said he wasn't going to hurt somebody,
Sup,
and then
Cole?
in the next one, immediately he had the bloody knuckles. So like, they haven't revealed yet what kind of man he is, but he's clearly not like all good.
He's
Not
still a
reformed.
kingpin.
He's
Yeah.
still the kingpin.
Do you think we'll see anybody else from the Netflix
I don't know.
universe?
I think that they're kind of the way they set this up. It almost seems like they've separated a little bit from that. I think Karen's probably going to come back at some point. I feel like she has to.
Yeah.
But I think that's probably about it. And the Punisher, of course.
I
Spider-Man.
don't want Spider-Man. I want Elektra to come back. I liked her.
Was she from the early
Jennifer
seasons?
Garner's
Yeah,
Elektra
Jennifer
comes in.
No, she's in the original show, but she did die. Almost die.
Yeah.
She was in a collapsed building or something.
Yeah,
Like,
but
we
she,
didn't see a
like-
body.
She got out.
She got out and then
Elektra.
disappears for years,
She's one of those like Elektra. Yeah, she's in Daredevil season 2, and in the comics and in the show, it's like one of those things of like almost like Batman and Catwoman, where they're like adversaries but also like lovers. You know what I mean? Like they have this weird sort of.
And I really enjoyed the writing of that adversary lover because it sold me on that they actually did really care about each other.
Yeah.
But she was also like bad.
Season 2 is also the one that introduced Punisher.
That's right.
I just, what I didn't quite get though that I really wanted, and I got it a little bit at the very end of episode 2, but I wanted like just a brutal
I
5-minute, 10-minute just fight where people are getting killed and
They
like
got to do a hallway scene.
yeah.
So every season of Daredevil, every
Oh,
single
I didn't
season,
know that.
that's their
okay.
Netflix
that's their
I got
thing.
it.
yeah.
Like there's always a hallway fight.
They have a one-shot hallway scene in it.
Season 2 there was 2, right? Because there's the
There's
Punisher
Punishers
and
and
Daredevils. So
In season 2, the one he was like, there was a hallway scene where he's like drugged and he has to get out of a prison while there's a prison riot happening. And he's like literally like can barely walk and he's still beating the shit out of people on his way
it is
out.
such a good fight scene, the choreography. So I'm really hopeful that they're holding it back. I think they are.
They've already shown more action in the trailers than what we saw in this first 2 episodes.
And we saw, I mean, the first opening scene that you missed, Billy, that was, I could feel it. It was a oneer. So it was meant to look like a one shot. And that's what the hallway fight scenes were. They were just one continuous take and kind of the camera moves with the characters. And so they were doing it. And so I have hope that we'll get, that wasn't their big blow their load moment.
yeah.
Because
I have a hot take. I've never really thought that single take like action scenes are as cool as it is difficult to pull them off. Like I think it's probably like on balance, it's definitely unique for the viewer. It's definitely
Yeah.
different. But I've never been like, oh my god, this is the greatest fucking. I don't know. Like they're cool,
I think it depends
But-
on how well they're pulled off.
I've seen the hallway scene.
Yeah, I'll watch that scene on YouTube every now and again from Daredevil season 1 because it is my favorite.
The one that comes to mind for me is the Guardians one.
Yeah, that one's
You know,
a good one.
where they're
Yeah.
going through that.
Well, see, and I think a good, like, Daredevil specifically, how they do it is there's, like, hidden cuts of, like,
Yeah.
it'll look at a wall because the camera's rotating, and that wall, they pause. Okay, everybody.
Cheats from 1917 did like the same
Yeah.
kind of thing.
I do love the way Daredevil fights because like he has like super hearing. He's very agile, but he doesn't have like super endurance. And so every time he's in a fight, like you could just see like it's just such a struggle for him. And
Well,
he
he-
just pushes through it every time.
He gets
And I
hit,
like that kind of
Just
humanizing factor about him.
and
like,
he doesn't dodge hits. Like, he just
he
eats
gets hit a
them.
lot.
He just
You
eats
can't
them.
see him.
He's still blind.
Yeah.
I mean, he can like he has a pretty good sense of where people are because of, like echolocation or whatever, but like he's still blind.
And he's not real time
Yeah.
tracking your fist.
Yeah. So like there's a lot of times where he'll literally like get punched in the face like 3 times and then just like fight back.
I mean, he was getting a bunch of knives thrown in him. He had like 3 in his chest, 1 in his back.
Is he he doesn't seem like a very physically dominating kind of guy.
He's not, but he's more of like a sleeper build
Finesse.
kind of guy.
Oh,
Like
okay.
he
Not big but strong.
yeah, he also doesn't dress in an imposing way. Like his whole secret identity is he tries to portray himself as like a
Everyday
blind man,
guy,
an everyday blind guy. And so he's the last person you would ever expect behind the mask of Daredevil. And that makes it all the more so like even when he confronted Fisk, like I think of like even the movie with Ben Affleck, but he's just like so you're the devil or whatever. He's like, what are you gonna do? Tell everyone you got beat up by a blind man from Queens or blind man from Hell's Kitchen, like, and that's a good point, So like, he's not the kind of guy that would walk into the courtroom and be like, oh, that guy is Daredevil,
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's not, and his fighting style is very inspired by his dad, who was a boxer. Like, that's his whole backstory. So he boxes a lot. I mean, he was taught karate by Stick, who from the Foot Clan. No, the Hand.
The Foot Clan's from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. But like,
they're a
he shares a lot of origin like story. He's not a billionaire, but like he shares a lot with like Batman in the sense that he was trained by like a ninja
Ra's al
clan.
Ghul.
Yeah, like someone like that basically.
Well, did you know, Billy, that Ninja Turtles is like a spoof on Daredevil?
No.
It was made to make fun of it.
Wait. They took
So you
the
ready for
concept
this?
of a blind, absolute badass and translated that into visually seeing turtles.
Okay, ready for this? So the thing that blinded Daredevil is
a
the
turtle.
thing that turned them into Ninja Turtles. The ooze.
Wow.
The Foot Clan is the enemy of the Ninja Turtles. Hand Clan is the enemy of Daredevil. Like, and I think the creators have specifically said, yeah, we were like,
Memeing on it, but then it worked.
mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yep.
Okay.
Also, like
It's kind of fucked up.
Daredevil, he's very similar to Batman. He's not quite as black and white as Batman is, where Batman's like absolutely no killing, blah blah blah, no matter who it is, whatever. But he will do everything in his power to keep people alive if he can. And so like he's similar in that sense too, and he's of the Marvel comics, he's like one of the darker ones. And so like there's a lot of similarities, between the whole thing is he's supposed to be the man without fear. He dresses up in a way that is supposed to scare and intimidate criminals. I watched this video that did like a comparison where you're like, wow, the only difference is Batman has unlimited resources because he's a billionaire, and all that. But almost everything else, like they were trained by like these ninja clans. They both became like street level heroes in their city.
Who came first?
Batman for sure. Batman came out in like 1941, I think. Daredevil
Wow.
came out in like the 60s or 70s. But yeah, Batman. DC Comics is just a lot older in general.
Mhm.
Marvel, their first thing was like 62, I think. And by then, Superman had already been like established as an American icon before Marvel Comics was even developed.
Hmm.
But yeah, 1941 I think is the first Batman comic written. Joker was in the very first one. You know what's funny is Batman in the early like the 40s, straight up like killed people all the time. He had guns, shooting people.
That was a
all that
later
shit.
decision, huh?
And then
Yeah.
there was like the America's Comic Code Act or something like that in the 50s, where they were like, if you're portraying a hero, they can't kill. It was like enforced by the government.
Because it was going out to kids. They
Yeah,
didn't want
because it was
the
going out to kids and stuff. So they reworked Batman's story arc and said he had vowed to never kill criminals, only to bring them to justice. And then that whole thing spawned from that. But in the beginning, Batman killed people.
Yeah, I guess you really don't see many heroes just straight up killing.
Yeah, they kind of loosened up a lot in the 80s. When the 80s happened, they
It's like
They got a lot
He got
darker.
punched
Yeah.
really hard, but he didn't necessarily die.
Yeah, because in the 80s, we get, is that when Red Hood happens?
yeah, like Under the Red Hood.
Yeah.
Well, not Under the Red Hood, but A Death in the Family.
Yeah.
That happened. But then like all these graphic novels that really broke ground, like Watchmen and The Dark Knight Returns and like all these like really good stories. That's when in the 80s when they brought back like grittiness and adult storytelling to comic books. And so thank God for that.
Do you have a
Otherwise
comic
we'd still
collection?
have Batman from the 60s.
I have a
TV
little
show.
one.
Pow!
Wham! Shark repellent spray. Psst.
Oh God,
Adam West.
I'm just thinking of like Barnacle Boy.
Mermaid Man and Barnacle
Mermaid
Boy.
Man.
It was hella just memeing on
Batman and
the 60s
Robin.
Batman.
Do you have a comic book collection?
A little one. Like not,
How many?
probably
Physical or digital?
physical. Probably
any digital?
a few, but I haven't looked at my library in so long.
What app do you use?
It was Comixology, and then that was bought out by Amazon.
So now it's just like on Kindle.
Now I don't know. I haven't used it since then.
How big's your digital? I know you got a big digital repository. Quite large. 15 terabytes.
I've lost count of how many I've read online, like that I've downloaded and bought, and I couldn't tell you.
Do you have like what app do you use? Do you use a subscription service or
I used to just buy like hard copies, but then like if I'm like
physical ones?
yeah, like
Oh, I
physical
didn't
ones. Again, I had more than I could count. But then other than that, it just various, like Amazon a lot for like different, graphic novels and stuff like that. But also just a lot of like downloading PDFs and stuff and like that kind of thing.
I have read more recently mangas than comic books.
Ooh, okay.
They're all subscription services now. Like DC had one, Marvel has one, and the
You just
manga.
you can get access to
Yeah.
everything.
Mhm.
Oh,
I mean, it's not everything, but it's a lot. And then like
I used to go to Barnes and Noble. I used to go there, and then I started going to like there's some other stores that started getting more popular recently. Like there's one at the mall at Legends and stuff. But I always preferred to have like a physical copy.
really?
Yeah.
What about you? For your mangas.
for the manga, if it's one I like,
Physical.
so I'll read it like online, and then as soon as I know I like it, I'll try to buy the physical just so I can have it. Because like I have all of Demon Slayer, like the complete because it was finished, and then I have
Have you read that?
oh yeah,
Hmm.
it's great. It's great. I have all of Neon Genesis Evangelion in manga. That one was easy though because it's only 4, but it's kind of like Berserk where it's just a lot. I want Berserk eventually, but that's expensive. Didn't you
My
get
sister just bought
right.
me the collection. It's
one? Do you
I'll
have
to-
all of them?
I'll have to bring it. It's not all of them, but it's like the first forget
For
how
Berserk?
many. Yeah.
There's like 4 or 5 volumes that are like this thick.
Yeah,
I've seen them in the store
Yeah.
with you. The I didn't know that you were interested in that.
Yeah, I've actually read it online, like
PDF.
without the without the images.
Oh
but-
God,
Without the images?
That sounds fucking miserable.
Yeah, I've done it.
Wham, boom. I know, I'm just kidding, but
They don't just say
I know,
wham,
I
boom. But yeah, no, I have it. I'll have to bring it so you can look at it. It's
Damn.
really cool. It's like just the first volume, but it's got a lot to it.
They're
A lot of
huge.
girth.
And like, I want them eventually, but there's a lot, and I got time. That's a good story though. Berserk. That's a fucking mangas are fucking depressing.
They're always Berserk is actually if you ever got around to like just kind of looking at Berserk, you would see how much Miyazaki is inspired by that with the Dark Souls and Elden Ring.
So much.
Like a lot of his world building is inspired by Berserk. Very, very similar. Not so much stories as much as like just character design and
Style.
like the bad guys and all that kind of stuff. Berserk story is kind of fucked up though.
Oh yeah.
If you read the whole thing.
I hate this about Berserk. So not this part. The author died. That's sad. I don't hate that, but that's sad. But anyways, he died and it's never been made into an anime. They made they've made parts of it. They've made arcs, but never finished it. The series is done. Like the story's finished. And I hate that it's never been finished, like as an anime, because I think it'd do great. I know it's like a whole bunch of legal battles though, I think, of like who has the rights to.
why does it always come down to that?
I
shit?
know.
Always.
Like I recently learned that the same thing is happening with Dragon Ball. There's like a rights battle between I think Funimation and Shueisha. I don't know. There's basically like the rights are split for Dragon Ball right now, and that's why we don't have a new mainline series is because of that. So it's weird. I'm like, why? Why you're making us suffer?
I feel like the rules should be this. Hey, you own the rights and I own the rights. Because I own some of the rights, have the right to go make content with this, and you can get on board. I have to offer it to you.
No.
And you can get on board or not. And then you move forward with it. Then to me, that's how the rules should be. You either have the choice, like, are you going to participate in the cost and the profit and stuff, or if you don't want to, then it's all going to go to me. Like that to me,
Like,
I mean, you own it.
Yeah.
Why does it have to be this split thing? Like it
Like the
bothers me
Hulk.
so much every time I hear in the Marvel like comic nerds being like, well, actually they can't. Or you know what? Actually, a better example of this is Rings of Power. Well, they can't actually mention that by name because that's in the Silmarillion, and they don't have access to that information. They only have access, and it's like, what the fuck? So we're intentionally just watering it down. For what?
Yeah.
Like, for fucking
Or the
what?
fact that we have never gotten a Hulk movie ever since the Incredible
Incredible
Hulk,
Hulk?
because
There
they
you go. That's a great
own
example.
the character but not the rights to make a movie.
Like, come
with that
on.
character.
What does that even mean? They can sell little trinkets?
Yeah.
Like, come on, dude. Like, you own... like, at the end of the day... Well, I guess there could be brand damage, whatever. But at the end of the day, it's fucking Disney. They're going to do... Like, they're going to do everything they can to grow it. They're not in the business to lose money.
Yeah.
So, like, they're going to grow the value of your rights. If that grow, you know what I mean? Like, I think it's silly, all this whole argument. Like, I just don't understand. You own your piece.
Well, and especially you look at Sony. Sony's kind of doing what you said of like, okay, they offered, and Sony was like, okay, yes, like let's come to a deal so you can make Spider-Man movies. Why didn't the same thing happen with Hulk? They just were like, no, you guys don't get to make one.
And we're not going to even try. We're going to make 12 Spider-Mans before we make one fucking Hulk.
We are going to make a universe of shitty movies.
Well, no, who owns Hulk? It was Universal.
Universal, yeah.
So it's not even Spider-Man. Spider-Man's Sony.
Yeah.
But yeah, Sony.
I know. I just use that as an example because I just so tired of Spider-Man.
But so Universal has done nothing.
Nothing.
They just, no.
Yeah, they've made...
Does Universal own
nothing.
DC?
No, WB does.
And didn't they have a...
Warner Bros. Had a... So, it's the
Didn't
same
they just
thing-
get bought by... I remember there being like they merged or something with like, oh boy, I might be butchering this. I think I probably am. But I thought there was some big deal with Warner Bros. That didn't they merge with Disney? Or didn't they get bought by 21st Century or something like that? And then
Warner Bros. Merged with Discovery.
that seems like a really bad strategic move.
That was like 2 years ago. Yeah. I don't think Warner Bros. Ever. There was never a merger between
No.
Warner Bros. And Universal. If that, what happened was it was the same thing like that happened to Marvel. Why Marvel had to go in and re-buy back all these rights. When there was like a huge decline in comic book stories, DC and Marvel started selling out their characters for money. And so all these studios started picking up these characters. And then, so as we know, Marvel started slowly buying back the rights to all their characters they sold off. But DC was also split up amongst different studios. Warner Bros. Bought DC and the majority of the properties, but Hulk was still owned by Universal. Sorry, other way around. Not Warner Bros. Hulk was owned by Universal, and they never got that back.
Yeah.
And then so like,
What are they waiting for? CGI to get
Yeah,
better?
I don't know.
It's like we're already there. Imagine just a pure solo Hulk movie right now.
It'd be so
Oh
good.
my god.
I don't know.
And not an origin story, just him fucking shit
well, they
up.
don't need to have an origin story because
Yeah.
he's already so well established.
Yeah.
Just him fucking shit up. Screw it. And truly showcasing his power.
And like I love the fight at the end of The Incredible Hulk with Edward Norton. So I want
Wait.
more of that.
Do they own his rights of the character but don't own any of the storylines?
I think they own I could be wrong, but I think Universal only owns the right to make a Hulk solo film. Nothing to do with the
That's so
characters.
That's why they
fucking
can put him
nuanced.
in side movies and
Like the contract
I
that
hate
they
lawyers,
ended
man.
up buying is like they can use Hulk, but he can't be in his own movie.
Okay, well, just make Red Hulk the new Hulk and, Harrison Ford all the way, Let's just milk these old
90
bastards.
years old.
Jesus Christ.
He literally is the joke of like, tell you're 90. That's what's happening to Harrison Ford. Man.
He's not even a good actor. I'm sorry I said it. I don't think he's that great. I think he was good in Indiana Jones, and I'm not going to lie, I think that's about it. His Han Solo, super hot take, I wasn't that impressed. He was a basic Chad. Like, there was nothing there. Like, he had this ego about it. You love him?
Just because I don't hate him the way you do doesn't mean I love him.
Well, no, I'm just curious. Like, he is held at this regard. Like, he did some fucking incredible acting with Han Solo, and all he was a Chad.
I don't think
like,
so. I don't
crazy-
think that he did like incredible acting with Han Solo, but I also don't think that Indiana Jones is his only good character. Like he's been in a lot of iconic films.
Yeah, I wouldn't
that he
say it's
plays-
his only good one. I think
that
it's
he-
his best.
But I understand what you're saying because he plays a certain character pretty much every time.
yeah.
You know, he's not super varied
Diverse.
in his approach.
What's your favorite Harrison Ford movie?
Indiana Jones probably. Definitely. I would
He
say
did a great job in Indiana Jones. That was an awesome movie.
I think mine might be Blade Runner, the first one.
Blade Runner's good.
Yeah.
I don't even he's in some of these. Like, wait, what?
Ender's Game.
I'm not gonna lie, I have a guilty pleasure for 6 Days, 7 Nights.
Where's that at?
It's like a chick flick where they get stranded on an island and they fall in love.
Got Danny Trejo.
Okay.
Air Force One. Pretty good.
Sounds good.
Yeah, but I also feel this way about a lot of the
Clear and
older
Present
guys.
Danger. Fugitive though.
Can I say something?
Dang.
Can I say something even like it makes this look like a dull take? I think Robert De Niro is a good actor, but people put him on like Mount Rushmore. And I don't know. I mean,
kinda
people
feel that.
say he's like the second greatest actor of all time.
Oh, not even close.
No.
And
I think he's a fantastic actor, but I think that he's not.
would you put him on your Mount Rushmore?
No, if I have to choose 5, I don't think he's making that
Yeah,
list.
but I think that's a generational thing too.
Maybe.
Because he like when you look at his score, like the movies he's been in, you're like, holy shit! And he plays those type of characters really well. But
He's another one that kind of plays the same guy every time.
yeah. And but like I've watched some of these like I was telling you guys about the other day where they had like that round table and they held him on the Mount Rushmore. I mean, almost all of them said that they considered him to be their inspiration and all this stuff. And I'm like,
Wasn't that?
he's not really? I'm like, okay.
Yeah,
Like,
that's weird.
sure. But like even directors like Quentin Tarantino fucking, or no, not Quentin Tarantino. There's someone, there's like, I've heard just actors like pouring out love for this guy.
So
I'm
if you
like,
do have a Mount Rushmore, so
I was wondering the same thing.
like 4. So there's 4, not 5. So if there's 4 actors on your Mount Rushmore,
That's pretty
who
tough.
are they?
Kevin Bacon,
I knew it.
Nicolas Cage. No. Dude, I don't
Jason Statham, Just like
Vin Diesel. Boom.
The Rock.
Philip Seymour Hoffman,
Okay,
Okay.
respectable choice.
Tom Hanks, for sure for me.
Okay.
You guys go because I'm gonna have to. I really want to think about this.
I'd probably say Tom Hanks is one of them. I'm trying to think of others. Tom Hanks, though, I love him. I've loved all the movies he's been in, and for a movie where he's on an island by himself, and for me to be entertained by it,
The whole time.
that speaks
Yeah.
volumes.
Kevin Spacey, I'm putting on there.
Controversial,
Pedophile?
but it's a good choice.
I read something that
For
a
his
lot
work,
of that was
but
bullshit. I don't know.
he's a shitty guy.
He's
Mike
still
Myers.
probably a shitty guy.
Mike Myers from Boston.
Maybe. Oh, here it is. 4th one. This one's might be a hot take. Robin Williams.
I don't think that's a hot take.
Some of his more obscure work is so fucking good. Like The Awakenings. I just watched that movie this last week, and I'm just like, this guy. He might be my favorite actor.
Well, I mean,
I just love him so much. Like in these films, he's so good. He has range. He plays these different guys, and he has what's interesting about him is he has so much energy that he can play with that with each character. Where it's like, oh, there's Robin Williams. You know, you kind of see him coming through, but he could be playing like a really dull character.
Yeah.
But he has those flashes, and you're like, oh, dude, that's. And I don't know.
I have a list. I think there's going to be maybe some controversy.
Hit me.
So first one, I don't think you guys are going to fight me too hard on because I think it's deserved, but is Christian Bale.
Okay,
I
definitely.
think
Okay,
he's on
yeah.
there. Second one, this one maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Tom Cruise.
Dude, I can see it too.
I can dig it.
Yes, he sort of is kind of just genre dude that kind of plays the
But
same.
he dedicates himself.
But just the dedication he has to his films. And
Yes.
just the
And they're
like,
good films.
and they like he puts so much heart into his movies that I have to give it to him. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't think there's ever been a Tom Cruise film that I've watched that I didn't enjoy on some level. I haven't seen all of them, but every Tom Cruise movie that I've watched, I've enjoyed. Probably the third for me,
Rana agrees.
Meryl Streep.
Dude, I know. I was thinking.
I was just about to say we
thinking
haven't
of-
said a girl yet.
I know. I was thinking about
thinking
women
Meryl Streep.
actresses. Yeah,
Just everything I've seen her, and she's like a chameleon.
Devils Wear Prada, dude. She's so
Yeah.
good.
She's incredible. And then fourth is where I'm having a hard time.
I might swap Philip Seymour Hoffman for Christian Bale. Honestly, now that you said that,
I think fourth for me would be Gary Oldman.
Ooh.
it's a good pick too.
Ooh.
And you just reminded me of Daniel Day-Lewis too, but he's kind of
Daniel Day-Lewis is phenomenal, but there's not.
There's like not enough films for me to call on, right?
Yeah, so like I think
Is he like
he's probably
3?
one of the best actors that ever lived, but like his filmography is a lot more limited than some
Because
of
he
the
comes
other.
from like theater, right? Isn't he more
probably
of a theater?
I
all
guy?
think,
the great
yeah.
ones do, but
Dude, and now that makes me think of the other guy that came from fucking theater, Magneto.
Mike Fassbender?
No.
Ian
Ian
McKellen.
McKellen?
Ian McKellen.
Ian McKellen's great.
I'm
Dude,
gonna
there's
say
a lot of great actors.
You asked me this 5 times, you might get 5 different answers.
100%.
I'm not like
100%.
Kurt Russell.
So
So
wait,
number 2 for me.
Yeah, what was your first again?
80s icon.
Tom Hanks,
Tom Hanks.
Kurt Russell.
That's a banger.
Every movie he's in. I mean, I've got like a bro crush on him too, but I want his
doesn't?
hair.
That is the,
Did you like him in was it like the Death Police or whatever? The one where they're dead? Or no? Am I?
That's Jeff Bridges.
You're thinking Jeff
Okay.
Bridges.
What
R.I.P.D.?
Okay, yes.
Who's also
I was
pretty
thinking of him. I'm thinking Jeff Bridges is. Now I'm thinking of the movie he did with Ryan Gosling where they were like the good guys.
No, that's still not
Russell
Kurt
Crowe.
Russell. It's Russell Crowe.
Oh, Kurt Russell, Ego from
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Kurt fucking Russell.
Yeah.
Give me
Big Trouble in Little China,
Okay.
Escape from L.A. or New York, and then
And
there's
then
L.A.
Escape
too.
from LA.
I'm
The
down
Thing?
on I'm down on my Kurt
Overboard.
Russell. The
Overboard,
Thing.
so good.
You fucking love that movie.
I love The Thing. And Overboard, such a great romance comedy.
Okay. I'm down on my Kurt Russell. I don't know my
He
Kurt
played
Russell.
he's been in a lot of Quentin Tarantino movies. Kurt Russell.
Kurt Russell has?
Yeah.
I've
Hateful
seen like
Eight.
every single. Oh yeah, you're right.
He's got that mustache.
You're right.
Plays like a weird like serial killer in Death Proof.
Death Proof.
Yeah.
Uh,
I
Isn't that the
haven't
one
seen
with
that.
the... Does she have a gun for a leg?
no, that's Planet Terror. Or Smoking Aces, I think.
Rhonda says I'm going to go on a binge of Kurt Russell movies now. She
You
knows me
should.
too well.
Kurt Russell is just a
Big Trouble in Little China, The Thing.
You
Those
love that
yeah.
fucking movie.
things so good.
Escape from New York. They literally the plot of the movies, they turn like all of New York into a prison. And he goes on an action
To
tear
save the president.
to save the
It's
president.
what
Oh
Phantom
my
Liberty
god,
is.
I've seen that movie. Yes. Yes,
It's-
I've seen that fucking movie.
It's straight up Phantom Liberty.
Phantom Liberty from
Cyberpunk.
Cyberpunk is that.
Okay, so you got 3.
2.
2.
Tom Hanks, Kurt Russell. This is hard. There's like a bunch. I'm having to sort through a bunch of.
Like Kyle said, you ask this every day for
Yeah.
a month, you're getting 30 at different answers.
Dang. Because I want to say. Because this is just actors, not voice actors. Voice actors would be totally different too.
You keep thinking about it, man. Like you can
Yeah.
conclude voice actors, whatever. Like the most impactful.
Include anybody that
Delivering a
acts in
story.
any capacity. That's what I was doing. But
Nolan
North.
Let's give some notable shout outs. Ian McKellen for sure.
yeah.
I mean, dude, Tom Cruise isn't on my list, but he's up there for sure.
Yeah.
Dude, Samuel Jackson, Denzel Washington,
Ooh.
dude.
Washington.
Fuck, I just
No.
watched a movie with Denzel last night. He is fucking amazing.
I just watched Flight not so long
Dude,
ago.
so good.
That monologue at the end when he's talking. Not
then
not the monologue when he's like on trial and where he finally comes clean, and you could see all the pain and hurt in his eyes. Like there's no way you could have a gun to my head,
You know,
and I would
he
not
might-
be able to convey it that way.
That movie's so
Like-
good because the whole time you're thinking like he's innocent, and then
Yeah.
it flips on you. Yeah,
He might make the list. He might make it to my Mount Rushmore because I do enjoy.
so good.
And if I discount Equalizer 2 and 3,
Well, everybody's been in
Yeah.
some, you know.
because Equalizer 1, Safe House. I know a lot of people didn't watch that one. I love that one. Ryan
I
Reynolds
liked
and
the
You like
American
Denzel.
Equalizer
lot.
2 and 3?
They weren't one.
They definitely weren't one. He got old in 3, and it was like, I mean, he looked old. and
Not
you're
as
like,
bad as Robert Downey Jr. in The Irishman beating somebody up.
dude. That was bad because it was like you
looked like an
clearly
old man.
him, and then they like gave him like hair dye. It was like, okay, guys, what the fuck are we doing?
Yeah, Denzel actually might be up there for me too.
What about some of the old school guys? Like a lot of these are like more
Yeah,
of our
these are
generation.
recent.
But
Yeah.
what about this guy? I'm thinking of his name.
Harrison Ford.
No. The guy, his dad from.
Kurt Russell.
No.
His
The
older
James
generation?
Bond guy,
Sean Connery.
Sean
Connery.
Connery.
He's only 5 years older than Harrison Ford.
No way.
Yeah, that was the whole funny thing about that movie. Is he's only like 5 years older than Harrison Ford.
Sean Connery looked old.
Yeah, they aged him up.
The
though, too,
beard,
yeah.
for sure. Sean Connery. I don't know. I can't take the older movies too serious.
I mean,
Anytime you
good.
Google greatest movies of all time and they throw like a 1943 film in, and you're like,
I like
okay,
Steve
I
McQueen
can't.
a lot. Not gonna lie, Steve McQueen is in a lot of really good movies.
I don't know who that is off the top of my head.
He's in one of my favorite movies of all time, which now I'm blanking on the name, so that really puts into question if it's my favorite movie of all time.
Dude, I'm this.
The Great Escape.
Okay,
with the
yeah.
motorcycle.
Yeah.
So that's Steve McQueen.
Okay.
Didn't he die from a car crash?
What about
Yeah, let me look
what
at
about
car's
Back to the
cursed.
Future actors?
Oh,
You got to think of some of these
damn.
guys.
So like, Marty McFly or Doc. I mean, those would be the only two
He
out
died
of
of
that.
congestive heart failure
Oh.
in 1980
I thought he
at
crashed. his
50
car.
years old.
Michael J. Fox. Yeah. Okay, he'll be my fourth.
Michael J. Fox is
Yeah.
your
But
fourth.
what else besides?
Over Denzel.
Well, him and Denzel.
Oh, it was Denzel your
Yeah.
third.
Michael J. Fox. I really enjoy him in Doc Hollywood. I mean, the thing with him is his career was so it was
Cut
short.
short.
But
Yeah.
Back to the Future, one of my favorite series. I love Doc Hollywood.
Don't forget Stuart Little. All right, the greatest.
That's right,
of
Stuart
Michael J.
Little.
Fox films.
Man, Teen Wolf. You guys ever seen
Jesus
Teen Wolf?
Christ, Teen Wolf? Fuck, dude. I blocked that from my memory. Rana, give us your top 4 actors. I'm
That's
curious.
tough. Michael J. Fox. His is tentative while I try and think of if I can see.
I
if
was shocked you
anybody
guys
else.
didn't pick Liam Neeson.
So here's the thing: some of my favorite movies of all time don't even include the actors I have on the list. So
I know.
that's a whole different thing.
I know.
Like,
And then
we're
you're
talking
going to
about-
go home and you're going to think of someone.
'Cause
and
it's
be like,
like-
oh my God, how did I not?
Part of me wants to say Robert Downey, but that's mainly because of Iron Man. That is all because of Iron Man. And I know he's done good in Oppenheimer, but that's like
I liked him as Charlie Chaplin in the 1991 or whatever it is.
He did a movie where he was a lawyer and he went back to his family. It's like, I forget what the name. Oh, Matthew fucking McConaughey.
From Lincoln Lawyer. Is
Link,
that what
well,
made you
no,
think of it?
Robert Downey Jr. is not in Lincoln
I know,
Lawyer,
but that's how you made that
Yeah, I did.
connection.
You read my brain.
failure to launch. That's what you think of when you think of his best movie.
Matthew McConaughey.
Oh,
Matthew McConaughey is in some good shit.
Yeah.
True Detective.
Especially after
alone.
he decided when he was like, all right, no more of this rom-com bullshit. I'm going to win an Oscar.
I think Rana typed Matthew McConaughey at the exact same time as I said it because I definitely did not read that, and I got that's very weird. Dude, Matthew McConaughey. Dude, I want to. Every time I think of this, I want to change my top 4.
You know, I do. Yeah. I can't.
Shia LaBeouf,
No.
Big Fat Liar.
That's not even not even in there.
Frankie
Who is?
Muniz.
Yeah, I was gonna say Frankie.
You know, my
Muniz.
favorite Shia LaBeouf film is not Transformers.
Holes.
Nope. Holes
Hold
is
on,
good.
hold on. Let me think.
Holes is good.
Favorite Fury.
No, that's a good one, but no.
Hold on. What favorite Shia LaBeouf film?
It's a little bit of a guilty pleasure, but I really like it.
It's not Transformers.
Even Stevens, the movie.
No, God, no. Like, did he voice someone on like an animated? Hold on. Let me think.
He
of
did
this.
in Surf's Up, and that's a fucking great
That
movie.
is an
Leonardo
amazing movie.
DiCaprio.
Yeah.
How the fuck did we forget him?
I don't necessarily like
that,
that.
that guy's range defined.
Disturbia.
Revenant? No, I'm just kidding.
With Shia LaBeouf.
Okay.
Disturbia.
Yes.
Is that like the girl next door kind of
Yeah.
thing?
He gets
yeah.
put on house arrest and he finds out his neighbor's a serial killer.
Disturbia?
Yeah,
It's like
plays
the
that Rihanna
darkness
song
is-
over and over again.
So, Rana, your list is Matthew McConaughey, Leonardo DiCaprio. Obviously, I know you. Tom Hanks is going to be on that list. Who's the last one?
Because I'm trying to think of actors who can make me cry, like that have made me cry. You know, okay, I feel bad for this. I'm gonna take out Michael J. Fox and put Robin Williams.
Oh, yeah.
Because
Robin Williams gets it.
Robin Williams, he is one that actually made me tear up.
Angriest Man Alive. Or Angriest Man in America or something like that. Have you ever seen that movie?
I think we talked about it on this podcast.
He goes to the doctor. He's pissed off the whole time, and the doctor says he has like 30 minutes to live or something like that, or 3 hours to live, something ridiculous. And he freaks out. He just goes around like yelling at people. And it's like his last few hours on and it's a nothing movie, but he fucking makes it. He does another one where it wasn't The Awakenings. He played another doctor who was like this really benevolent doctor who like just did everything for free and was really big on like the patient care side of like, you know, emotionally connecting with people. And
The clown one.
yes, and I don't remember the name of it.
Patch Adams.
Yes, banger, and that's another nothing burger movie. And
Bicentennial.
dude, I think a bison
I love Bicentennial Man.
flubber.
I love how he frowns on Bicentennial Man and follows up with flubber. I don't know, but flubber. That.
Goodwill Hunting. I mean, it doesn't even
Obviously.
need to be said.
Oh, it does.
Night at the Museum.
1 hour photo.
As FDR,
No, Theodore
Not-
Roosevelt.
Theodore.
Theodore Roosevelt.
TDR.
Yeah.
TDR.
That's not even. 1 hour photo. Plays a serial killer.
I don't know if I've seen that one.
In that one, he references Neon Genesis Evangelion. It's crazy.
What about the one where his son dies jerking off?
You've told us about this?
Dude,
I've never seen that
You
movie.
need to see this movie because it haunts me. I've only seen it once and I will refuse to watch it again. It's fucking crazy, dude. The son is jerking off, choking himself out. And he like ties some shit to the door and passes out and suffocates to
It's in
death.
that movie RV. Have you seen it?
Yeah, in RV. What about Bryan Cranston?
Banger.
I don't think he's been in enough movies.
True.
True.
Mainly
TV
TV.
dad.
Yeah.
Did you know Phil Dunphy from the Modern Family? You know he's in the Marvel MCU?
Yeah, he's in Incredible Hulk. He
Yeah.
plays Betsy Ross's boyfriend.
I was watching that and I'm like,
He was also randomly in the second National Treasure film.
was he?
Yeah, he plays like the new boyfriend.
He's always
He's
the
always
new
the
boyfriend.
boyfriend. He's always the side piece.
The soy cuck.
Mhm.
He's like, it's hard to take him seriously because he plays such a goof in Modern Family. That
What
like,
kind of film are you watching, bro?
yeah, like
I'm telling you, it's
you
like
sure
the world's
this is
greatest
real?
dad. I'm pretty sure the name of the movie is The World's Greatest Dad. That fucking thing will haunt you because then the whole school hated it. Like the whole school thought this kid was super weird. Then he kills himself. Then the whole school rallies around like, oh, he was a great kid. Oh, I was his best friend. All this weird shit. And then the movie ends with Robin Williams giving a speech, and he's like, because everyone thinks that he killed himself. He didn't die jerking off. And Robin Williams basically at the end just drops a bomb. Is like, yeah, my son died while masturbating, and I had to clean off jizz all over his face or something like some shit. You're just like,
why would I ever?
Why would I want to
that?
watch this?
dude, because it's fucking crazy, dude. It's so it's fucking bonkers. You're watching the movie and like you're just like, this kid sucks, man.
Is it
and then
a
he kills himself.
comedy or like what's the
I don't even remember.
World's Greatest Dad? We've definitely talked. I remember you talking
Yeah.
about this before, and I remember having the same reaction back then too.
Dude, it's
Where I do not wanna watch it.
Crazy.
Willem Dafoe.
Willem Dafoe's good.
I don't know if I'd put him on Mount Rushmore.
No?
No, he's good, but he just looks so much like a crack addict that I just can't.
Pedro Pascal.
Absolutely not. No.
He's taking over the world.
Yes.
He fucking is, man.
What about, see, now this is the thing too.
Let's see if I just Google greatest
A good
actors
actor.
of all time.
The guy that plays the little shit on Game of Thrones, the little
Oh, yes.
You need to be in more than just a TV show.
No, but like
Tyrion.
Like
I
we're only
know.
thinking of people we liked, but like a good actor is also somebody that you fucking hate.
Charles Dance, the dad from Game of Thrones, the
Ooh.
Hand of the King.
Yes,
Tywin Lannister.
he is a good hateable.
He's in
And that,
Imitation
like,
Game.
That's
and he
such a
plays
great
the
acting
commander.
ability
Fuck.
to make you hate them. That's
Think of the son, the Jack guy or whatever. What, Jack Lan or no? What was his name? The one that everybody hated.
yeah, the blonde kid.
Yes.
That's what I was talking about. Yeah, and like now he can't act anywhere because everybody
been
hates him.
typecast.
Yeah, but like that is another
evoke
level
that
of acting that is good. In my eyes, at least.
Jim Carrey.
You know what?
Dude.
Yeah, he could, especially seeing like. He's
Agreed
crazy.
with what, Rana? Jim Carrey? You haven't given us your fourth yet, Rana. I need a fourth.
What about Anthony Hopkins?
Ooh,
That's good.
that guy's really good too, man.
Michael Caine.
No.
Nah. Not even close.
Has he been a lead role in anything he's ever done? I mean, he should.
I don't think
Jack Nicholson's good too.
Heath Ledger.
Yeah, Rana agrees. The actors that make you hate them are so good.
Heath Ledger.
If he
short.
lived long, yeah. When he came, like, you think Knight's Tale, and you're like, this guy's a good-looking lad. He's gonna have a great career, and then he does Joker, and you're like, what?
Oh, Christoph Waltz.
Just from Inglourious Bastards alone.
Apparently, there's just a lot of people that
That are good actors.
are good actors. 'Cause
I wonder how they're in business. Now,
right.
hold on.
Go ahead.
Hold on. Chris Pratt.
His
His rendition of Mario.
especially as Mario.
Yeah.
he might be on like a different Mount Rushmore.
He's on the same one as Pedro Pascal.
Yes. People's choice. Along with The Rock.
Wow, Rana's fourth best actor is Ben Affleck.
Hey, you know what?
You know what? Have you
Yeah.
seen the Rana? We need to watch The
Accountant?
Accountant because they're coming out with The Accountant too, and she was
And
watching
John
it.
Bernthal's in it.
No shit. Well,
Yeah.
that's his brother. Yeah,
His brother.
Yeah,
They're going to be accounting together.
Hell yeah.
Accounting.
Accounting. I like it.
Anna Kendrick.
As a Mount Rushmore? No.
No, but I mean
Blake
she's
Lively.
in the
Oh, okay.
Benedict Cumberbatch. Just bangers, man. Just fucking bangers. The Imitation Game. Him is oh my god. It starts with a K. It's Star Trek. He plays
Oh, God.
Khan.
I just thought of
Con?
one. Sam Rockwell.
Why can I not picture him?
Argyle. He's also in
Justin Hammer in Iron Man 2.
He's good. He doesn't do a lot.
But what he does, like, really speaks to me.
That guy.
I love this dude.
Dude, yes.
The Green Mile.
100%. This is a guy who gets you to hate him.
Yeah.
Which that's why Argyle. I mean, I know a lot of people didn't like it. I really like Argyle because he's actually like a main character ish.
I like him as the bad guy in Charlie's Angels.
Exactly.
Who plays Percy?
Doug.
Here, this guy. You want to hate a motherfucker? This guy.
The prison.
I mean, the Vincent guy from Daredevil.
Who's Vincent?
Vincent, whatever his name is.
D'Onofrio.
D'Onofrio. From Daredevil. Kingpin.
Oh, yeah.
Because, I mean, he in Men in Black, he plays the cockroach.
Full Metal Jacket.
Full Metal Jacket. He's also got acting chops. Daredevil. Charlie Cox. He plays a blind dude better than any blind dude.
Yeah, but has he been in more than just Daredevil? I mean,
No.
I think you have to have a certain filmography to even qualify for this.
James Cromwell.
Yeah, Sherlock for fucking Benedict Cumberbatch.
Ooh, sure. Ooh.
God, that was so good.
Dang.
So the moral of the story is we just listed off like
A
50
bunch.
people that could be on the Mount Rushmore.
Bunch. So, do you guys want
Number one director.
number one director?
One. No, Mount Rushmore of one.
So
This one's tough.
just the Statue of Liberty of directors.
Yes.
Just one.
Okay. Okay.
The dictator of directors. Singular power.
I feel
I feel like I know what you two are going to say.
I feel leaning towards one specific option, but I'm going to try and think of other ones.
I think I have one in mind.
Go ahead. I'm still
I
trying
think,
to think.
honestly, I do think Steven Spielberg.
That's who I'm going with.
Yeah. My heart, and I know this is where he thought I was going. My
Christopher
heart
Nolan.
wants to say Christopher Nolan, but to deny what Steven Spielberg has done for film would just be reckless.
It would be.
It's him and James Cameron. like at the top. Like if like an objective list, if you polled everybody, I think those two would probably be the 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you think so?
Martin Scorsese deserves to be talked about.
but then what about
dude, that's a
Bruckheimer? Jerry
Bruckheimer?
Bruckheimer?
He's more of a producer. He's not really.
But he was like part of the Spielberg team, I feel like.
Yeah, but he's more of like Jerry Bruckheimer is more of like a big budget box office type of guy. I don't know. Like if you look at a Spielberg film, you don't think, oh, that's Jerry Bruckheimer's work. Like.
what a Bruckheimer film.
Yeah, like that.
Or I was thinking of Robert Zemeckis.
Okay. Bob Zemeckis is really good.
Yes.
He
Back to
has
the Future.
done some of your favorite movies too. He's worked
Really?
with Tom Hanks a lot. He did Forrest Gump. He did
Castaway. Back to the Future.
Oh,
Roger
shit.
Rabbit.
Yeah.
But I feel like he was, like I was talking about with Jerry, he was kind of a partner, or him and Steven Spielberg were very
Yeah, they were close. For sure.
Wow.
I do think he kind of peaked
Flight.
in the 90s though. I guess Flight was really good.
He did Pinocchio, the live action. Contact. Romancing the Stone. Yeah, he's Monster House.
Mars Needs Moms.
You guys watch Finch? I didn't.
I did not. I mean, I have Apple TV
He
now,
did
so I
not
guess
do
I could
King
watch
Kong.
it. No, that's Peter Jackson.
He's probably just,
Peter Jackson.
Peter Jackson, but his filmography is too small.
It's
I
very
would agree.
small.
It's like one thing.
Guillermo del Toro. I mean, specifically for Pacific Rim, obviously.
Yeah. Only that one.
Hellboy. But Hellboy's good.
Pan's Labyrinth.
Pan's Labyrinth.
I do think so. I think of those directors, I mean, if we're talking about the greatest directors of all time, I think Spielberg should be up there. Scorsese.
Mm-hmm.
I think James Cameron deserves to be talked about in that category.
George Lucas.
But I think Quentin Tarantino's earned a right to be in that
I
conversation.
think Zemeckis.
Definitely. I would agree with that.
I'm blanking on his name, but what is his name?
Taika Waititi.
No, God, he was famous for doing like 500 takes until it came out right. He did The Shining and A Clockwork Orange and God, what is his name? Why am I? Stanley Kubrick.
Oh, God. Yeah.
He should be in that conversation as well.
He does some good movies, man.
And he was crazy in his approach. He like mentally tortured the chick from The Shining.
Dude, she never did another film or something, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, like so I don't know. He's not exactly a good person, but
just listen to this from Stanley Kubrick. The Shining, 2001: A Space Odyssey, Eyes Wide Shut, The Clockwork Orange, Full Metal Jacket, Doctor Strangelove, Paths of Glory,
Spartacus.
Spartacus,
And he went for so long too.
Dark Side of the Moon. I mean, that's unbelievable. Tom Cruise and Eternal.
Yes.
Scientology.
That was
shit.
him.
That probably is.
Unbelievable. There's been some great. The only reason why I picked Spielberg is because if I were to go through and somehow write an objective, my top 25 movies of all time, I think Spielberg would have the most on that list for me.
Got a lot of them.
Like what is it? The Terminal list. Terminal.
Yeah, with
Yeah,
Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks.
Like that's just a fun, easy movie. Spielberg. Boom. Isn't George Lucas considered the highest grossing director of all time
Is he?
because of Star Wars?
Probably.
Well, actually,
Well,
that was
no,
before
so-
the second Avatar, so that might be different.
Might be James Cameron now.
Steven Spielberg, according to Google.
Steven Spielberg.
Where does it have? 10.8 billion. Jesus.
Russo brothers.
James
Ooh,
Cameron,
they're
if
good.
he released more.
Michael Bay.
Peter
I know.
Jackson. Ridley Scott. He kind of fell off, but
His movies do not hit as
No.
hard as they used to.
Who? Michael Bay?
no.
Ridley Scott.
Ridley Scott.
Michael Bay has always known exactly what he is. A guy that likes to entertain crowds, but not you don't have to think too much about it.
He did Blade
David
Runner.
Yates.
He did Harry Potter, I
Yeah.
guess. I don't.
I
think
wouldn't
he's...
have known that. I
Didn't
think
Chris
it's just,
Chris Columbus did some of them?
He did the first two.
Yeah, and that's like.
Alfonso Cuarón did the third one. I forget who
So what
did
David Yates did the last two?
David Yates did 5, 6, 7, 8, and like some of the Fantastic Beasts.
The
movies.
final 4 Harry Potter films.
Yeah,
Okay.
basically like what I just said.
somehow he knows that. It's fucking genius.
It's crazy.
His brain's like a steel trap.
Schindler's List, Saving Private Ryan, Jurassic Park.
I watched Schindler's. This is crazy. I watched Schindler's List twice last month.
Twice.
And Oppenheimer?
Bro, I'm not even kidding you.
Why?
I watched it and I was like, Rana, we got to watch this together. And we watched it again. It's so fucking good. It's so emotional. You just watch
But
it.
man,
You're just
Steven
like, wow.
Spielberg, like, if you think about just the iconic movies, Jaws, E.T., Indiana Jones, Jurassic Park, that's just like his more
I didn't
top
even
ones.
think of Jurassic Park.
But then you think of like Saving Private Ryan and like War of the Worlds or whatever, and then like just everything he's done
Yeah.
is incredible.
Ready Player One,
Your favorite movie? Lincoln, that was a good one.
Minority
Oh my
Report.
God,
Catch Me If You
Lincoln.
Can.
Warhorse was good. Yeah, Catch Me If You Can.
Hook.
I think the reason why I think my second favorite, if I had to pick a personal favorite, would be Quentin Tarantino. But he has a certain style that I think you have to be a certain person to enjoy his
Well,
movies.
yeah, you either like it or you don't.
Yes. And I feel like Spielberg is so broad. Like he just makes a fucking movie.
Yeah.
Bridge of Spies. Have you guys seen this?
Yeah.
Man, that's good.
I haven't seen BFG. Did you guys watch that?
No.
Man, Empire of the Sun. That movie's depressing as hell. It's got Christian Bale in it too, when he's like a little kid. It's like his first starring role.
Dude, what a fucking You wanted to, like, let's just go through Jaws, one of the greatest, most successful series of all times. Indiana Jones, same thing. Well, I guess
Close
that's
Encounters
really
of the Third Kind.
That's it.
Jurassic Park.
Jurassic Park.
Like, those are three of some of the most iconic,
Saving Private Ryan.
like
Catch Me If You
series.
Can, The
Like,
Terminal.
unbelievable.
Some people kind of shit on War of the Worlds. I thought that it was really good.
I didn't like it the first time I watched it. I liked it more when I watched it the second time, which was like 15 years after that.
Were they shitting on the CGI, if I remember? Or
No.
something like
No,
that?
the ending was silly.
Yes.
But
Whereas,
the
like,
ending's the original story. Like, it wasn't his fault, right?
well, like,
That they're...
there was a few things about it. One,
Okay.
it was silly that like they would like our germs would eventually destroy them, but then two, like some random dude figured out like, wait a minute, there's shields. If they step on a landmine, it'll blow them up. Like, as if like
The
the
military
the
couldn't
military
figure out.
would not think of doing that shit. Like, it's the most obvious fucking thing ever. So like, it's one of those ones where like people think like the scientist is always gonna outsmart the military type of thing, and it's like the military has scientists. Like,
Yeah.
they would have figured this shit out.
Well, I'll tell you what my family's big criticism was, because I think we saw this in theaters with your family, if I'm
Yeah.
being honest. And I remember my dad explicitly saying this. He's like, the end scene is he tracked it up to that point, but the end scene was his family, or I think his wife's family or whatever, walks out and they had their kid who like got lost at some point, and they're like wearing fucking sweaters and it was like the world's destroyed, and they just like walked out of their lush dining room like, come join us for a turkey spread. It's like, what the fuck? It just
Yeah,
didn't
like-
vibe at all. It was like, what?
They're like, we're okay now.
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
saved.
It's just like, huh?
It
was odd.
The common cold.
But I do think it was like, it has some scenes in it that are like really iconic, like Tom Cruise when he's running through the town and everyone's getting vaporized and he's slowly just getting caked in human dust. And then when he gets to and he's literally just like wiping the dust out of his, like, that's like a really good, like intense thriller scene, that kind of thing.
Yeah, and I mean, they still have, in Universal Studios Hollywood, they still have the crash site to this day.
Huh.
There. The
Really?
airplane crash site, yeah. It's part of the studio tour. You walk through it. Pretty cool.
Actually, I've seen that. I've driven. Yeah. And then they take you and they flood it. And they do like a flood thing and stuff. Right?
That's in another area.
Yeah, right. That tour is pretty cool. I feel like I see that set on other movies sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
Where you're like, oh, that's straight from that.
Big Fat Liar? It's in that movie.
Is it really?
The flood one.
Oh, the flood one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think you're saying the plane crash. I'm like, when was there a plane crash at Big Fat Liar?
Oh, it was near the end. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's fucking
It was
crazy.
intense. They flipped that upside down. That's where the movie Flight actually got inspired from.
Will Hentelman.
Do you guys want to hear the spoiler? Do we continue?
Oh God, he's been
All right.
Look, he's been thinking about it the whole time.
Say it.
Hold on.
All right.
Hold on.
You can leave if you're uncomfortable.
Is it plot spoilers? If it is, I'm gonna be upset. Or is it like this character's in it? I don't give a fuck
No.
about that.
He's gonna say it, and you're gonna be like,
It's
I'm gonna do
"That's exactly how you react." I can tell.
setting, but it's a pretty big hint. The setting is pretty big.
Battle World.
Reveal.
of what the movie's going to be like.
Yes.
Okay, so is it going to be? Hold on. Is it a spoiler that like at the end of the movie, then they're going to drop that, and that's how they introduce the rest of the MCU, or is it like a spoiler of how the whole movie's going to go?
Probably how the whole movie is gonna go.
Okay, that's fine then.
It's this theme. So
That's fine for me. If as long as it's not like you tell me this and I can figure out the whole fucking movie. No, that would suck.
no, it's the theme that's really surprising.
It's a TV show.
No, so concept art was leaked from Marvel. I'm sure people are gonna get fired and die probably. But what it showed is for Avengers, Doomsday. All the concept art looked like medieval times.
Not retro.
Medieval. So they're getting all of our characters are going to be put like they're being transported to medieval time or something, but it's going to be like medieval world, essentially.
Wow, I'm not that hyped about that. I'm gonna be honest with you.
And I already saw people
So
theorizing.
no technology. Just the thing walking around. So brute force wins all day, every day.
I'm looking at the concept art right now.
You see it?
Yeah.
That doesn't spoil anything for me. Okay.
Like I said,
I
just
thought it was
the
gonna be like
theme.
at the end they take a portal and then I'm like, okay, that would be a fucking
Looks
no.
like we got Peter Quill hanging out,
With White Vision. Did you
White
see that one?
just chilling on a couch,
They're
drinking
friends.
beers and shit.
White Vision's gonna be in this movie.
Yeah.
That's
They've
sick.
got Doctor Doom. Looks like he's
The King.
the king, and he's like judging people and like saying who's gonna get
Holding
executed,
court.
who's
When does this
not.
movie come out? Are you gonna catch up on all your Marvel stuff before this?
Probably. I'll probably read it.
Like you already have.
They
But-
got somebody in chains.
What's funny is I've seen the movie.
Uh-huh.
He's read it, and he'll know more about it than me. Like
Yeah.
he'll remember it better
Retain it.
than I did in a 3-hour movie.
They got Wong. They got Hulk, and like with his like Hulk wife and his son.
Yeah.
They have to be like teleported to some
Medieval
memory.
world.
Yeah, where like, or I'm thinking of like Loki, where they go to like this death graveyard where they're all.
Well,
all
that's
these
probably
characters. 'Cause
that
how-
might be Battle
You
World.
just listed off like
Crazy
some of
shit.
the top dudes in
Yeah.
Marvel right now.
Yeah.
So people are thinking that one of the theories I saw, and again, it doesn't really allude to it anywhere on this. It's just what they were thinking of who they didn't see. Because Peter Quill is in regular clothes, so is White Vision. They think what's going to happen is that some characters are going to remember.
Paul Bettany's just like walking around, or is he like full visioned up?
Full White Vision. So they're thinking some characters are going to remember that, like, they don't. Like, they think some characters are going to fully believe that they're part of this medieval world, and some are going to remember no. Like, and they have to break them out of a spell or some shit.
Well,
And
it'll be-
Spider-Man might be one of those people because
Spider-Man's in this movie.
He's in the MCU
Bro,
forever.
dude.
and this theory I
That'd
thought
be like saying, Iron Man is in Avengers Endgame. What the fuck?
Can we have one movie without a fucking Spider-Man?
Listen to this.
There's
The
been
theory
plenty
is,
without
yeah,
Spider-Man.
It's not enough.
the theory is that because of Strange's spell, that's why his memory doesn't, because nobody remembers him.
So
that's why he doesn't.
So it's
he's
gonna
not.
be
everyone's
movie
saying
of
that
him.
this is Battleworld. So Battleworld is a land created following the collapse of different realities and ruled by
So then
Doctor
maybe
Doom.
it's Doctor Doom's spell.
This is Doctor Doom's. Basically, this
But
is
is it-
Doctor Doom's world.
Do you think
he's-
Doctor Doom is going to be Tony Stark in this world?
I think
Is that how they're going to say it, or are they just going to not mention that he's?
well, he's from a different reality. I think they're going to come up with something where they need someone as smart as Tony Stark. So, like I said, different reality. When his parents died, he ends up getting, I don't know, adopted by some
Hydra.
librarian, some Hydra instead.
Peter Quill
And
adopts
then
him.
he is not known. He was a baby or whatever. I don't know. And so he wasn't known as
Tony Stark.
Tony Stark. He was known as Victor Von Doom.
If we get a movie where it's just straight battle scenes for
That'd be dope.
an hour and a half, I'm so.
It's basically Battleworld in Marvel would be like if Gladiator, but it was Marvel heroes.
You know what?
That would be.
That's why we
Do you
need
think that's
Spider-Man.
a movie that could sell? It was just literally.
Oh yeah.
There's no plot. It's just, hey, we're gonna show 2 hours of like some of the most iconic characters 1v1ing.
I would definitely.
I would go see it.
Like, it's
100%.
just really great CGI. They're just fucking going crazy on each other.
Yeah.
I'll fall asleep if there's nothing but battle scenes. Oh God, Rana,
You fall asleep regardless.
you're right. All right. Well, where can people find us?
They can find us right here on YouTube, where we stream every Tuesday, most of the time 7 p.m. Pacific. But tonight we had to watch Daredevil. So, but yeah, come join us, come watch, leave a comment, leave a like, subscribe, come chat with us. It's a lot of fun.
And remember, the good KD, you get the dub.
Bye, guys.